All right, so let's get into it. And please feel free to drop questions, y'all. Um, so first thing I want to start with is Artemis. Artemis, who's watching the splashdown tonight? I think Orion is splashing down around 6-ish. I can't remember if it's Pacific Standard Time or Eastern Standard Time because it's going to be on the on the West Coast in San Diego. But I am so excited. Y'all know I'm a space girl. I don't talk about space a whole bunch because y'all don't want to hear me talk about space that much. But I'm so excited and so inspired from Artemis because I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When I taught space security last spring, I was like, I don't know what this is going to look like. And one of the things that I was really, really worried about is if Artemis 2 was going to actually take flight. And it did. And it did. And it did. And it's been amazing. And I'm so excited. So that's the number one thing I'm keeping my eye on. Splashdown tonight. The Artemis crew, they're coming home. And the splashdown is going to be in San Diego in the Orbit capsule. The capsule is called Orbit. I know like a few people are confused with all the different names of things, but the Orbit is the actual capsule. Um, so anyhow, that's issue number one that I'm looking at. And then of course, Iran, right? Is that a done deal? So this is the most important thing that I want y'all to understand. We have to understand worldview. We need to understand MAGA's worldview. Okay. MAGA's worldview is Trump has survived all the things. He survived impeachment. He survived all the different things, Mueller. He survived coming back a second time when no one thought that was possible. So if you're in the mindset of MAGA and you're looking at Trump as someone who is triumphant, depending on what your definition of triumphant is, you are saying, okay, this guy is really Teflon Don, right? Nothing really sticks to him. I'm a rock with him, even if I may not agree all the way. And what I mean by that is New York Times came out with a short piece today, basically talking about how what it looked like around the table, what it looked like around the situation, what it looked like in a situation room. Specifically, JD Vance is not on board with this at all. But he's a vice president, so he's gonna kind of go out there and sell it, sort of, kind of. He has his own agenda. Sorry, y'all, I'm outside. Um, why was the FedEx truck bumping? Anyway, um, come on, bruh. Anyhow, um, yeah. Y'all hear that? Anyway, he got out the truck and left the music playing. Okay, let me focus. um, and it's New Orleans rap too, y'all. I'm so distracted. Wait a minute. Hold on. Where was I? Okay, so JD Vance did not want this war, um, but he's out there supporting it. Mark Rubio made a distinction that really wasn't a distinction as to maybe let's not go in for regime change, but to reduce their military capacity, then yes, let's do that. They trusted Trump's gut, which is wild to me because it's one thing to survive impeachment. It's one thing to win an election. It's another thing to actually believe that this man is savvy regarding political foreign policy or international security, any of these things. He's never shown um, he's never shown evidence of this in any regard. So it's what it's one thing to rock with him in terms of this guy can win a race, but in terms of making sound decisions, clearly he cannot. We are seeing that clear as day. So I told y'all it's a FedEx truck and keep bumping. Um, So that's the Iran piece of this. When you think about it in terms of world view. Like why this isn't making sense to us is because many of us are not MAGA. Many of us do not believe that Trump is the savior. Many of us do not believe that Trump is a good decision maker. Many of us do not believe that his gut is the best thing to trust when we are talking about going in to invade another country. I've been saying this over and over and over. It's a reason why Obama said no to the plan. It's a reason why Biden said no to the plan. Okay. So we're going to keep our eyes on Iran because that's not the end of the story. Um, the strait is closed. There are two different deals on the table. I posted a screenshot earlier today on Substack. If I can remember, it was at Blue Sky. I'm getting all the platforms mixed up. But I posted something from CFR that shows what Iran wants and what the United States want. And basically they're talking past each other, right? So that's the second thing. Third and fourth thing. Remember Cuba and Ecuador, right? Cubans are suffering right now on purpose at the hands of the United States, setting up blockades. This story is not getting as much traction. Iran has completely taken over the headlines, even though that thing that Melania Trump did yesterday, people were confused about. But Ecuador and Cuba, okay? And then lastly, y'all, lastly, number five, y'all. When I say Catholics showed up yesterday, honey, from around the world, just stand 10 toes down for Pope Leo. And I might have been one of those y'all causing some of the mess. I might have been in there. But honey, does the Trump regime really want to pick a fight with Catholics? I don't think so. You were talking about a group of folks. Many of us are wounded. Many of us are wounded. Many are lapsed Catholics. I'm something called a cradle Catholic, something that means I was born into it. I'm from a Black Catholic city. My family's, listen, it's deep over here, okay? So for me to step away from the church was very painful. I was an altar girl, all the things, did all the rites of passage, went to Catholic school, was raised on a Catholic campus. I teach on a Catholic campus, so it's deep over here, okay? So you come for the Pope, you come for the peace Pope, guess what? Catholics gonna show up. And I don't think this administration was ready for that response. If they think that JD Vance is going to be the face of Catholicism for Americans, no, boo boo. No, no. This regime represents the opposite of what Pope Francis and what Pope Leo is still continuing to do. The church understands that it had to completely revamp itself for us to even begin to try and trust the church again. And that's what it's doing. It's doing the deep, hard work because there are conservative Catholics, honey, who do not like what Pope Leo is doing. But the one thing that is interesting with all of this, and I'm thinking about this through kind of like a geopolitical landscape in terms of what our relationships are looking like with Europe right now. Thinking about this and what the Pope represents, globally, you have two American men, one from New York, one from Chicago, with New Orleans roots, y'all. With New Orleans roots, he got the ancestors sprinkled up in there, y'all. So he's not going to back down. And you have a real man of God who walks in the steps of Jesus Christ every single day. Now, here we have the president of the United States. I ain't never seen in nobody's church, unless it was for a funeral and he was falling asleep. If I'm not mistaken, at one point, didn't he hold the Bible upside down? But here is what's really happening. This is a moment where you have Christians from every walk of life standing up and calling out those Christians who align with a Trump agenda that is built on pain, oppression. If we're talking about ICE, violence, separating children from their parents, detaining children, What Christian in their right mind can get on board with that? I don't care if you're Catholic, Presbyterian, Episcopalian, Methodist, Baptist. I don't care. How can you be on board with children being detained and separated? So those are the 5 things that I'm keeping my eye on. So let me go through them again. So number 1, Artemis splashdown is tonight at 6. Yes. Okay. Iran, Cuba, Ecuador, and keeping my eye on this global battle of Catholics rallying around the Pope, because what you're not going to do is try to intimidate this Pope of Peace. And just FYI, there have been conflicting reports. There have been tons of reports. You know, we are in an age of disinformation. There have been reports where the White House has denied, I mean, that the Pentagon specifically has denied it. And there's some reports saying that also the Vatican has denied that someone from the Pentagon basically threatened someone from the Vatican, saying, y'all better get on board with the US military and our position and our stance. So there's still some gray area out there, but the point is thus. Catholics got that bat signal call yesterday, honey, and they pulled all the way up. Okay? They pulled all the way up. And that is the point of this. The Trump regime, they are picking fights all around the world, and they're not making Americans safer. This is the scary part about how foreign policy and national security connect. Because what they are doing around the world will have an impact on us. If Americans think that this is just about inconvenient high gas prices for now, Iran is demanding that the United States pays for the damage of the war. Now, I've talked a few times about, do I think that the economic pain will be as intense from like after World War I with Germany? I don't think so. But I don't think we walk away clean. I don't think we walk away not paying a price. And I'm not just talking about reputationally. That's a wrap. Our superpower status is a wrap. Trump has completely abdicated our role around the country as the chief diplomat. They want to lean into this deterrence first posture, which has blown up in the Pentagon's face. Because according to, from what I understand, some unclassified intel that I got, the Pentagon was banking on the United States going in there, and that our presence was going to be felt so strongly that it wasn't even going to get to the point of Iran having the option of closing the strait. Wrong. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get out of here. I just wanted to make sure I came here and talked about my top 5 things that I'm keeping an eye on, because your girl got to go finish getting dressed because I'm interviewing Summer Lee, Representative Summer Lee, y'all, at 3:00. So I'm excited. And the last thing I'll say is about my podcast, Nola Haynes is Not a Spy. I am so grateful for the positive feedback. Those of you who actually sit down and listen to it and watch it, you will love it. It is fun. It is interesting. The conversations are different. I wanted to be really intentional about folding in foreign policy and national security into natural conversations, into conversations that people want to hear about. The episode that came out yesterday, Hip Hop and MAGA, I sit down with Chuck Creekmur, the CEO, the co-founder and CEO of allhiphop.com, and then Cam Trimble of Hip Politics, who also worked in the White House. And we just had this conversation about, why is it more Black men are moving to the right? And why is it the demographic seems to be coming from the hip hop community, and how Trump and them have been really intentional about pardoning rappers on purpose? It's a fascinating conversation, y'all. You may wonder, like, what does this have to do with foreign policy? But Nola Haynes is Not a Spy is about bringing current issues to you all and thinking about it in a different way. And then we always have fun when we play the debrief. I didn't play the debrief with Chuck and Cam, but I did ask them, when did you fall in love with hip hop? It's like my favorite question. And then I also said when I fell in love with hip hop. So it's a very special episode. Please go and check it out on Apple and Spotify. It's up on YouTube, on the networks, YouTube at We Are Find Out, We Are Find Out Media. So please, wherever you get your podcasts, the clips are going to be dropping soon. Please support the show. And when I say support the show, if you see it, if you see a clip or if you see me talking about it, please share, please comment. I'm a Black woman in the podcasting space. That is a very hard identity. And it's going to take a village to help me to break through. So anything you all can do to help support the show, I would really, 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 really appreciate it because, you know, you win with Black women, right? But not everyone knows that. So yeah, so thank you for those who have supported Nola Haynes is Not a Spy. Like I said, watch the latest episode. Is super dope. It's super interesting. And I think the next episode, if it's not Lauren Underwood, it's gonna be with my girls, Reese Covert and Rebecca Carruthers. All right, y'all, that's it for me. I gotta go finish putting on my face and get ready for Representative Summer Lee. We're gonna dive deep into this all things Epstein. And I heard she's a Sagittarius gang, honey. All right, y'all. See you later.